Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to Better Together. When you know better, you get better. And you know that's what we do here every single day. It is Monday, December 21st, 2020. Oh, let's get this year over with already. Quote of the day, there is no finish line. There are only mile markers. And that's by Michael Ventura. Guys, today we're going to be talking with an influencer turned fashion designer. Her name is Rocky Barnes, about how to parlay one passion into another and how to strategically manifest the life that we want. I'm actually wearing one of her outfits right now. When she's on with us, I will model the full look for you. I kind of like it because I'm in PJs for the show. I wore her sweater outfit the other day and I was like, yeah, I don't think I can have another Instagram pop out with the same outfit. So I was like, let's wear the other one, even though it's pajamas. But hey, it's going to be that kind of day.
I'm wearing my pajama top too. I couldn't wear my full pants, but I'm wearing the top.
Oh yeah, I did see a glimpse of that when you came into the kitchen to tell me that I was late. Yeah, it was that kind of morning. I did my meditation though this morning and I said it was going to be a great day and I'm going to continue in that vein. Even though for those of you who are live, thanks for rejoining us, I forgot to come do my own show. I thought it was an hour earlier. Maybe daylight savings was in my mind, but you can see my half-eaten sandwich that is not going to taste as good. Kelsey, I did the buttered toast little scam with the almond butter on it, and I put a little banana and some cinnamon, and it was delicious for the one bite that I got until Kelsey came into the kitchen and said, hey, it's like 9:15 and we were supposed to be live at 9. I'm like, oh, okay, shit, let's do this.
Let's do it.
Well, you look amazing, Maria. I gotta say, you're glowing this morning. So
Thank you.
You'd never know it.
That's not because of me. That's because of Ilya and RMS.
Hey.
Shout out to our website. If you go to mariamenounos.com, you can click the links and get yourself some so you can have a holiday glow too.
And shout out because only until the end of this year, the 31st, I think it is. Yep, 31st, you guys get a discount on RMS.
Ooh.
So make sure.
So this little thing you're seeing is RMS. It's my favorite. And is it vegan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I love it because I use it like as a highlighter. I put it right here above my lip. I put it on my nose. I put it on my eyes. I put it on my butt. Okay, one of those things was a lie. But yeah, I love it. And it does kind of help give you that little glow. I have been sleeping a little bit more, so maybe that's helping. Maybe my eyes actually look normal today. We'll see when I watch this back. When I watch back last week's shows, I'm like, okay, I was in rare form. But that's what happens when you're caretaking. And it continues. Like, I don't understand why my dad can't now just like take care of himself. So this is part of the reason why I was late this morning. I was like, Dad, I was making myself my little almond butter concoction. And I said, what did you eat this morning? He goes, I haven't eaten yet. Type 1 diabetic, recovering from COVID, right? And it was obviously almost 9 o'clock at that point. I go, Dad, do you think that this is a good idea? So then I know I have to make him one. So then I have to make him one. Then he goes, oh, Mommy, she said she want a latte Maria. So my mom, being her fake doctor, I prescribed her a full weekend of sleep. And now she's talkative and chatty and she wanted a latte. And how could I deny my mom something that she's requesting when she doesn't really talk much or request much anyway? So then I'm making her latte. And so, yeah, I got to have a nice chat with my dad about taking care of himself.
Good.
Yeah.
It's when the child becomes the parent, right?
Well, how much can one human handle? Like, do I have to, you're fully capable of eating breakfast. The other day, it's like, oh, I forgot to eat all day. I'm like, how did, you have one job in life to take care of yourself, right? Like I'm handling everything else. Just do the basics.
Right? And just eat.
Just eat. And it's funny too, because I feel like he always wants us to be fed. Like every time I come in there, he's like, oh, I have a soup. Oh, I made this. Oh, I made this. I'm like, so I'm going to start asking him. I'm going to say, Costa, did you eat?
I mean, there's a side of him that loves, being taken care of and stuff. Yeah. And I'm happy to, but like, I'm already drowning over here on the other side. It was funny, like now we're in flow with all of our caregivers. Everybody knows where everything is. Everyone knows what's going on, what pills are crushed, what pills aren't crushed, the whole thing. And, for anybody out there, like I said before, who thinks you're just going to lay this in somebody's lap and they're going to know what to do. Again, you know your patient. So you still have to oversee everything. And for me, like I'm even on like stool patrol. I'm like, okay, is it loose? Is it hard? We need it in between because we don't want the hemorrhoid issue again. We just like cured it. And so I've had to like really be careful with how much prune juice and Miralax I'm giving her. And so that was like a thing. But in the interim, I did create the ultimate solution for hemorrhoids. And my concoction, in fact, I should probably look up what the prescription was that he specifically gave, because I always like to say, hey, this is what we exactly used. Let us see. Okay, maybe it's not in here. I'll find it and I'll put it in the summary. But basically, Preparation H is awesome. You want the cooling gel or the cooling wipes. So we start with witch hazel. Witch hazel is really a good natural healing property for hemorrhoids. You start with by the way, sorry, TMI, don't have breakfast while I'm talking about hemorrhoids. Mine's off to the side too. So, but I know a lot of people suffer from these, all of us, present company included. So witch hazel with the cooling wipe from the Preparation H, leave it on for a bit to like cool everything down, soften everything, make it feel good. Then we follow up with the prescription cream and the CBD oil. Boom. That worked in literally 24 hours. All the external were gone. And so we had a little issue because the constipation came back and the internals were like, we're angry now. So getting that under control. But yeah, like
I almost want to get hemorrhoids, Maria, just so I can try the new concoction. It sounds amazing.
God.
Yeah.
It sounds brilliant.
Seriously, like they're a problem, but you know what? I think I figured it out. So maybe listen, it's funny. My very, very dear friend called me this morning. He's like, what the heck is going on over there? And so I gave him like the 1-minute version of a month. And he's like, well, you're really good at this. So, and I was like, yeah, I'm like, I talked to God one morning and I was like, okay, can we just hurry up the lessons? Like, I'm tired. Why do I have to figure out the cure to hemorrhoids? And why do I? But here we are. That's what we're doing here. We're sharing.
That's right.
And I will say the other day, I think we were talking about this on the show, but there's a new strain of COVID that has surfaced in the UK that has now kind of shut down Europe. Europe's like, yeah, we're not going to fly in or out of the UK. Fine. When I saw that, I was definitely in my most exhausted, like dying kind of moment. And I was like, what the frig is the point? Me, Miss Lemons. Okay. Maria Lemon, not Liz Lemon. Maria Lemon was like,
Liz Lemon.
I can't. And now that little like crumb of news has become bigger and bigger. And of course, that's what the news does, right? They're going to like really make it a big deal. But it seems like they kind of were anticipating these new strains. So I don't know. But then the volcano erupts in Hawaii and there's an earthquake. And I'm like, really, like how, if we could all collectively work really, really hard on New Year's Eve, there's no celebrations anyway, like forget the celebrations. New Year's Eve, we all have a massive, massive collective, energetic, say goodnight 2020. And 2021 is going to be amazeballs. Like, how do we all just decide at like, maybe it's the stroke of like 11:59 on 2020. And we're like, be gone 2020 and all of your shit and let it disappear. Like Trump said, let it just poof, disappear.
You know, I have to say though, I feel like there has been some good elements of 2020, right? Like
yes,
the collective pause hold, you know? So I feel like it's one of those things that's like, be gone all the bad crap,
yes,
but like stay all the good stuff and that
yes,
we've learned, you know? And going back to the strands, I also have to mention, do you guys remember when like coronavirus, like toe fungus was a thing for like, there was like a strain that came out that was like, you can get coronavirus on your toes.
No.
Jeff, do you remember that?
You know, I don't think I saw that, to be totally honest, but I want to be a supportive producer here.
Maybe my roommate was making it up, but I remember the strand thing doesn't bother me because I feel like they say that every week. It's like, there's a new strand.
No, I haven't heard that. No, this is the real one. This is
real?
Yeah, this is a good
What
one.
I did read, though, was that the new vaccine will almost surely protect against the new strain, was what I'm
Almost
seeing.
surely.
So, yeah.
Feels
We'll
good.
see.
Almost sure.
I'm glass half full.
Here's the thing. There have been so many amazing things, I think, that have come from COVID. Woo, excuse me. Really, there have been. And I know even in our household, despite having gone through the hell of COVID, there have been so many amazing things that have come from it. But I'm done.
I know.
I'm done.
Same. I had a realization the other day when I was walking to take my trash out. My trash, I'm right on Laurel, right? So you can walk down to all the bars below. And I was like, oh my God, I haven't been to a bar in like a year.
Yeah.
It just hit me. And I know that sounds so lame and shallow, but it really hit me. I was like, not the bar element, but we haven't been able to be social for a year. A year.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm done. I'm done too. Thank you.
Totally done.
Totally done.
So Kelsey the other day, guys, Kevin gets her to our mechanic because she needed her car fixed, and then gets all new tires, whatever, and then blows a tire on the highway.
Yeah, it was really fun.
I was like, at 11 o'clock, poor Kevin was so cooked, and I'm cooked, and I'm like, Kevin, he's like, I'm on the phone with her. I go, no, we have to go. Like, she can't be on the highway alone. So then he's like, I'm going. He's like, you can't go. So then he went. And so Kelsey's been riding on the little donut that he put on her car and changed her tire with. So now you're going to go today to get it fixed?
That's right.
Oh, boy.
Well, Kevin told me my recipe or my solution, I can't think of the word. What I was supposed to do this weekend was not go anywhere. He was like, that was the universe telling you to not leave your house and rest. So I did. And I cleaned my entire house this weekend. So it was lovely. Mm-hmm. But yeah, riding in this morning, it was a little like, woo, a little scary on the donut.
Bananas.
Yeah.
Listen, we have an interview to get to and that we were behind on. I just realized, again, I forgot. So Rocky Barnes is one of Instagram's most recognizable faces, having parlayed a modeling career into a highly respected career as an influencer and fashion designer, including a partnership with Express. Her new line, The Bright Side, that I'm sporting right now, features extremely comfortable high loungewear and PJs. And like I said, I'm repping. Rocky, you can see I'm wearing but I'll unbutton.
Oh my God.
Hold on, I'll unbutton from my little like interior because
okay.
Well, I didn't want to be flashing my dad my boobs in the kitchen this morning.
If this doesn't sell The Bright Side, I don't know.
Okay, hold up. Ready? Like,
hello. Damn, girl, you look amazing.
Thank you. It's got the little bralette inside, and it's so cute.
It's so cute.
The white is so chic on you. I love it.
I love it as well, and it is super comfy. And I feel great that I'm going to be styling in my PJs all day today because I
love it.
I wore the sweater set you have on right now with the puffy shoulders, but I have it in the lighter beige.
Yeah, the sand color, a pearl color.
Yeah, I wore that the other day on the show and then realized, oh shit, I should have waited till you were on the show. But then when I realized this morning, I'm like, well, I have the PJs. I'll just wear the PJs. I'm in my studio. Who cares?
But they're so chic. It's like you're not really wearing PJs. Like I wore mine with jeans the other day and it was amazing. It's because they're not like that, typically pajamas are like that silky material and it's like very obvious when they're pajamas. I feel like these have like that linen blend. So it kind of goes like in and out really, really fluidly.
Totally. I feel like I could wear these with like shoes and like get away with it and make it look like a suit. But what's funny is at first in the package, I was like, oh, that looks like it's going to be kind of rough, but it's not. It's
super soft.
So nice. Yeah.
And the knit sets too. My baby's been rocking them.
Oh, the knit sets are ridiculous.
I have to wash his like 20 times.
Yeah, the knit sets are ridiculous. I'm obsessed.
Well,
so thank you for sharing with us. Kelsey's wearing hers, and
that's right.
We've just been loving all of these pieces. So,
thank you so much.
I would love to chat with you a little bit about kind of your transition because you grew up in Cali and you were modeling, and so at some point you transitioned. What kind of led the charge for that?
Well, it's been a long process. I started modeling when I was 21, right out of college, was working 4 jobs, like waitressing at 2 restaurants, doing marketing part-time, and like kind of had one foot in the modeling game. And it was never really what my plan was, but it kind of, was paying the bills and also a great opportunity. And I met so many amazing people that I still work with to this day. Um, but I kind of started late in the modeling game, and you kind of always know the end is near. 21 is like the end of some girls' careers. So,
Still?
yeah, I know
No
some girls that start
way.
like 16, and by 21, they're like, I am too old for this, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, hopefully people don't think like that for me. But I was lucky and kind of looked really young when I was 21. So it kind of worked, and kind of kept going through the whole modeling game. And then social media came around, and I loved it because I'm 5'7". I'm a mix, which is really popular now, but over 10 years ago, everyone wanted you to be white and tall and thin. And my agents thought I had a great look, but they were always like, stay out of the sun. You can't be too tan. You need to lose another 5 pounds. And I'm like, I'm Filipino. This is my skin tone. I
Yeah.
can't be whiter if I tried. So, I was always told to try and change my looks and so when Instagram came around, I was really able to put out the looks and the photo shoots that I loved, that my agents were like, no, you look too ethnic there, or you look too this there. So it kind of became my personal outlet for modeling. And I always loved fashion. And I was, in the world of modeling that was more of the like lifestyle swim. So I was always traveling. And it really became my outlet for my own fashion sense, my own photo selection. And at the beginning, I was so excited about it. And I would always tell the other models, like, you should do Instagram. It's so fun. You get to post all those photos that all your agencies hate. And all the girls were like, I'm just a really private person. I don't want to post anything on Instagram. And I'm like, you have full control over it. You're what you share is up to you. People don't get to like spy in on your world just because you have Instagram. So I was an early adapter, and it really changed my whole life. It really put the power of my image back on me. And then it kind of flipped the whole world of modeling. Like, you no longer needed agents. I was able to connect with brands that really vibed with me one on one without having a middleman. And so eventually the whole dynamic shifted, and I started to take back the power and be able to book jobs on my own. And my agents were like starting to freak out, like, oh, you shouldn't talk to clients on Instagram. You shouldn't do this.
Yeah, because it
And
takes it
now,
away from us and we want control and we want to make the
totally,
money and we're going to
totally,
realize at some point you don't need us.
totally. So, I still work with agents these days, but, it's on a non-exclusive basis, and it's on my terms. And it feels amazing. And Instagram has allowed me to really mold all of my passions. I really did love modeling for the creative aspect, but being a model, you don't get to be creative. So being able to style my own shoots and do my own wardrobe and select the location, it allowed this amazing creative outlet that I was looking for. I also got to do tons of fashion and be involved in fashion, which was always a early passion of mine. I got to travel the world, and eventually it's led me to these amazing collaborations with like Aldo Express, Cleo Bella, Mike Killam, and now I have my own line, which is just blows my mind all the time that it has come to this point. And I feel so lucky and so grateful because it all really is with the exposure of social media.
Yeah.
So in a short, there's my story.
I
Long
love
story
it, but I
short.
love how you keep saying like you took back the power. So rather than succumbing to what all of these people were saying, like you can't do this, you're not good enough for this, you need to lose this, you need to change that, you found an outlet that gave you back your power and you ran with it. And that's why
Totally.
you've had success. So I wonder, what tips do you have for people who might be wanting to get into the game now? How does it all kind of work behind the scenes? Like all of these photos that you see on Instagram, how much time do they each take to execute and work? What work goes behind it?
Well, it's all a process. So coming from the modeling world, I definitely had a lot of background, and you're in TV and you're the same. You know how long it takes just to get your hair and makeup done and make sure the clothes look good and steam them and pick a location and all this stuff. So, you
P.S. I
know,
didn't get to
I,
steam because I'm in the middle of a renovation. So my steamer,
oh, girl, I feel you.
I lost the water
I,
jug. I'm like, shit, I can't steam the top. But anyway.
no, you look amazing. I am going through a renovation myself, and I haven't been able to find half my stuff, so don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it takes a while. I'd say like at the beginning, I was lucky to get like one or two looks shot. If I wanted to do like, a content day, I would lucky to get like one or two, maybe. I was like, asking friends and neighbors to take photos for me. And I think, now I've been doing it for so long. My husband's my photographer. We can bang out, like 6, 7 looks in a day if I need to. Like if we're doing like a campaign shoot and stuff, I tend to keep my stuff um, pretty live and in the moment. And we obviously live and work together, so it's really easy for us to do that. But I've definitely gotten faster over the years. You
Yeah.
definitely kind of get in your groove, and I got my makeup routine down, and
So it's DIY. You do it all yourself.
I do it all myself. I don't know.
Wow.
Maybe I'm just a control freak, but I do it all myself.
Well, I also think in Corona times, it's become that. Like, I know I've done so many campaigns this year where they're like, yeah, you have to shoot it yourself. And I'm doing my own
Totally.
hair and makeup and the whole thing, which luckily I know how to do all of that.
Yeah.
But in a way, and I did have my husband helping me, but in a way it was like, it was a little bit more work to have to really like manage everything, but so much better in some ways because you really can create what you specifically feel is best rather than doing it and wondering and then being like, I don't like that. I don't like that. You have instant, knowledge of, what works and what doesn't.
Totally. As sometimes for me, I call it like the too many cooks in the kitchen on a photo shoot. There's too many opinions, too many people trying to vie for the attention. Sometimes the hair person wants to make a statement. Sometimes the makeup person wants to make a statement. Sometimes the stylist wants to make a statement. And sometimes it just doesn't all work together. So I find that when I'm in control, it kind of just is a little more complimentary on all aspects of the shoot. Obviously, I love working with other artists. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's inspiring. And I think that they always bring a fresh vision to projects that I really appreciate. Sometimes you get stuck in a rut and you just need some outside creative input. So, like, it's not like I don't work with other people, but on the day-to-day stuff, like when I do campaigns for my collaborations or for my collection, I always bring other creatives in. But on the day-to-day stuff, it's nice. It's truly my own vision that way.
And I like how you said you like to do things live because I assumed content days are like the most efficient where you just do a bunch of stuff and you're good and you can program it for the next like 2 weeks.
Totally. For me, um, doing a lot of sponsored content, I tend to do content days for that. But I'm very particular about what kind of sponsored content I do. It really has to be something that I resonate with and believe in. But I'm also so big on doing my own personal content that's not sponsored, that I just truly believe in and am inspired by. I think that it's one of my biggest pet peeves is when it's like not intertwined and not um just sponsored content. Like it as much as I love the sponsored content I create, it's so important to me to have my own vision in there. And it's something my husband and I fight over all the time when we're working because, he looks at this as a business and he's like, this is sponsored. That's important. You want to shoot that pretty dress on your own. We really don't have time for that. We have this and this. I'm like, no, but this is just as important as the sponsored content
Mm-hmm.
to me. Like, this is what drives me. This is what um, keeps me authentic, and not having that content with my sponsor content, it gives me anxiety.
Well, it doesn't balance, right? So the scale just tips to
Yeah,
just sell, 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 and you're not giving
totally.
anymore, right?
Yeah, I want to inspire myself. I want to do stuff that I'm inspired by. And obviously, sometimes the sponsored content is really amazing. Sometimes it's sponsored, and having that balance, I think it is what I make such an effort to do. It's like I've gotten this far. I That's what makes me feel proud of my work is being able to make sure that there's this balance in it. And I think that I've gotten to that point where I'm allowed to do it. So it's a constant fight with my husband. He's like, this is business. I'm like, but it's what I love. It's that constant battle.
How long have you guys been together?
We have been together since 2015, so almost 6 years.
Got
It's
it.
been a busy 6 years.
And you've worked together the whole time?
No, when we first met, he was actually in finance. So I took him on a work trip with me. This client was like, I'll fly you anywhere in the world, shoot content for me. And so it was maybe a few months after we first met. And my favorite place, I was like, let's go to Tulum. So we flew to Tulum for a week and I just shoot all of these swimsuits. Now I flew a photographer down to just like get all of it out of the way so I could like enjoy the rest of the trip with my husband, or at the time boyfriend. And he was sitting on the beach while I was shooting and he was just like, this is so annoying. You're off shooting with someone. I'm sitting here by myself. I could be helping. Instead of like enjoying his time, he was annoyed that he couldn't be involved and help me and be part of it. He's such a helper. So we got back from that trip. He bought a camera, signed up for a photography class, and was like, I want to be able to help you. I don't want you bringing some random photographer on our trips anymore, and wanted to just like be involved, which I loved and appreciate. And now we have this amazing life together where we get to travel and work together. And it's hard at times, but it's also amazing.
Yeah. That's so cool. Okay, so how do you guys navigate the tough times of working together, those tough moments? Because my husband and I have worked together for over 2 decades, and sometimes I want to like just.
Oh my God. Yeah. I feel like whenever you talk to couples that work together, there's always that like, oh, but we want to kill each other sometimes. And we're like, oh my God, me too.
Yeah.
Um, it's a learning process, right? When he first started shooting with me, I hated all the photos. I was like, I appreciate you trying and trying to be so nice for his efforts. But I was like, you suck. Like, this sucks. And he like swore. I was like, this photo is purple. And he was like, no, it's not. No, it's not. And he had like his color set on the purple tone. I was like, all right, well, it's a learning process, and it's being sensitive and it's being respectful. Like a lot of times for me, I'm like, it's my vision. And just being able to not be so comfortable that you're disrespectful to your partner, and making sure that you always speak to them in a respectful way. Like, I think it's so easy for us to get frustrated and take it out on each other, and just being able to like separate from that and treat your partner with the utmost respect in business and in your relationship, and not use them as a punching bag, and not use them as a, way to take out all your frustration. I think it's important, and being able to call each other out on that. I think that is something that we've really come a long way with.
That's such a huge point.
It's so easy
true.
to take it all out on them and
Wait,
to blame
Rocky,
each other.
How old are you again?
30. I just turned 35.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That is a huge lesson to know and understand at a young 35, and one to share. I remember, at a therapy session one time, the therapist was like,
therapy is so important.
Totally. And she was like, you guys have to like regain your respect for each other, because like that part was like missing. Totally. And like it ebbs and flows, because when you're together for so long, you take each other for granted, and you can, totally. And for me too, like I know that no matter what, he's going to be there, and he knows I'm going to be there. And like, then
totally.
that like creates like, kind of
comfort level.
Yeah. And it's
like dangerous comfort level.
Dangerous. Yes. You have to like find your way back to it. So that's a really huge point, I think, and a huge part.
Marriage takes work, right? And even more so when you work together.
And you guys have a baby.
Oh, it's been a year.
So how old is the baby?
He is almost 11 months.
Okay.
He'll be a year at the end of January.
And so you add a baby into the mix.
And house renovation.
Oh my God.
We redid our entire house from the East Coast, because we spent quarantine in New Jersey at my in-laws, and our remodel was in LA. So we were doing like this cross-country Zoom renovation.
I was doing that all summer too.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
3,000
I
mile
told
away
Matt,
renovation.
right? Yeah. So I told Matt, I'm like, if we can get through quarantine, a house remodel, and a new baby all in 1 year, I think we're good.
I agree. I agree. We did a
What
remodel a
more could you
couple
throw at us?
we did a remodel a couple years ago, Rocky, and like our like first floor kind of stuff and kitchen and whatever. And by the end of it, I was so out of my mind that I was telling everyone around me that I was going to move to like North Dakota. I was going to open up an extension cord company, and there were going to be different color extension cords, polka dots and stripes. And I was going to do this. I had this whole vision, and I was going to have the simplest, most like mundane life. And I was going to go to the gym every day, and I was just going to be alone. And I was going to forget that anybody existed in my life, including my parents and of course my husband at the time. I was done. So this time, we were, making some wheelchair accessible stuff for my mom and all that. And when I left for the East Coast, at some point when I was going to return, it was just supposed to be a quick trip. My husband said, "Don't come back." And I go, "What?" And he goes, "Don't come back. I'm renovating." And I'm like, he had like torn everything up. And so that was that. And I realized, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this, but I worked from 3,000 miles away. I chose things, I did stuff. And then the funny part is my designer, Kelly Ellis, who's been on the show before and who we're going to have to discuss all of this, she lives in Spain. So it was Spain, Connecticut, LA, between the three of us all communicating and her drawing little maps because, by the way, Rocky, he did it without plans. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Tell me he didn't take down a wall.
I'm not even going to get into it on live television.
Oh. I know way too much about remodels now. I'm like, what do you mean he did it without plans?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Plans are like the Bible.
Yep. No Bible here. Flying just by the seat of our pants.
God.
And somehow, some way, it came out amazing. And it's almost done. Like our master kind of bath and closet was literally from like
really
1982.
Is it ever really done?
No, but
our
close.
house was 1958 original.
Ours is 36, but that bathroom is like from 1982. Everything was falling off. The tiles were falling off. How we lived like this for so long, 15 years in this house, but we were so busy and we didn't know what we wanted to do.
The 80s design is like back. I feel like
no,
it's
not
cool
this
again.
one, Rocky, not this one. No.
We were sleeping on a couch in our office for the first 2 months we moved back into our house.
Wait.
Literally, the couch tacoed. And I loved this couch. It was like a date night couch. Like by the end, my husband's a big guy. And by the end, it was tacoing in the middle. And I was like, if I never see this couch again, I will be so happy. But like before we moved in, I was like, funny. I love this couch. I never want to get rid of it. And now I'm like, I never want to see it again. Slept way too many nights on that couch.
Kevin has been sleeping in the screening room. So there's like 2 kind of day beds in the screening room, but they're small. So his feet hang off. And he had 4 dogs in there pooping and peeing and just being crazy. And so he called it his crib. And so I came to LA like maybe 2 months ago for like a week. And he's like, "Hey, do you want to stay in the crib?" I tried to stay in the crib for one night. I'm like, "No, I'm going to the other house. I can't stay here. This is crazy." And so the other day, so I'm sleeping on the floor on a full mattress in my bedroom now. And he brought up a twin mattress to stay next to me. And I took a picture of the 2 of us. Like my bed's a little higher than his and his feet are hanging off. And I'm like, sometimes you just wonder if people could just peek into your life. The things that they think like are so opposite of what it
are. I'm sure they're like, "Oh my God, they probably sleep like princesses, blah, 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 blah." I'm like, oh, if people only knew how we were surviving. When we came back from New York, the first time, my mother-in-law came with us. And our contractor was like, "The house will be ready for you guys. Like, you can totally live there." We walk into our house straight off the flight with my son with a pack and play in hand, like ready to like get his room situated. We walk in. There's not one toilet connected. My poor mother-in-law had to use the porta potty outside our house. Then, like literally half an hour later, they were all set up. But I'm like, I had a panic attack. I started searching Airbnbs. I was like, we can't live like this. Literally, like we had the kitchen sink only and one toilet in our house for like the first month. We brushed our teeth, washed our dishes
Oh
all
yeah.
in one sink.
Oh
Like,
yeah. I know the drill. Kelsey and I were living, we have a house down the street that we're about to sell. So they had renovated that first. And so Kelsey and I were on lawn chairs in the living room watching The Bachelor on a projected screen off our like computer. It was pretty. We had no heat, so we had like digital heaters that were like so
oh my
horrible.
God.
It was kind of funny,
Yeah.
but you know,
I think we'll look
renovations.
back on these days and laugh, right? Once it's
Yeah,
all done. That's what I
yeah.
keep telling myself.
I always say we're lucky that we can even do it. So that's that.
Totally. Very
Um,
lucky, very lucky.
so Rocky, so you had done all these collaborations and then you decided you were going to do your own line. Tell me
Yes.
how that process worked for you. How did you start? Did you find your own manufacturer? How did you get this going?
So starting my own line has always been a dream, but also very daunting to me. I have so much respect for designers and clothing lines and brands out there, and I've done so much behind the scenes that I know the time and energy it takes to put into starting something from the ground up. And I knew that with a new child and as busy as I was, that I didn't have the capability of starting something from the ground up. And I'm not a designer. I have amazing ideas that designers bring to life, but I am not a designer. That is a whole nother animal that I
Mm-hmm.
have no training for. So um, originally I had been looking to work with like a private label manufacturer. And I think Matt and I over the past 2 or 3 years had met with maybe over 50 different private label manufacturers, and each one is different. Each one kind of structures their business different and structures their partnerships different. And we were looking for someone who we could have an equity partnership with. I was tired of just doing a revenue share and just getting a paycheck. Like, I wanted to have some blood in the game. I wanted to own it. I wanted to be part of it. I wanted to feel the highs and lows and really show that my partner that I was in it for the long haul and committed. So that was a huge thing that we were looking for, a huge qualification for anyone that we were working with. So that knocked a lot of people out. A lot of people don't want to give equity outside their company. So we met with a ton of people, a ton of amazing people who had everyone kind of has their little niche that they work in. A lot of people do a lot of embellishments. Some people do mostly knitwear. Some are doing design, denim. Um, Everyone kind of has their own thing. So you have to kind of find someone who fits with the style of clothing that you want to work with. And after meeting, 50 plus people, um, we had a conversation with Hilda at Reunited, who did my Express collab. And we just really loved working with them and their team. Hilda, I have so much respect for. She has such an amazing eye and such uh, an understanding of the industry inside and out, both creative. I love her style, but also business wise. So um, we had gone through all these people, and we had a conversation. We're like, why are we not working with you on this? Why, like, we should have a conversation. Why not do something bigger than our Express collab? It was one of the most successful collabs I had ever done, probably the most successful one I'd ever done. And the process was just really, really amazing. I think we worked well together. We vibed well together. The quality of the materials they brought out were great. Their team was amazing to work with. So it was kind of perfect. I was like, we were trying to talk to all these other people, and you've been here the whole time. So we ended up partnering with Reunited, and we started this whole process like 2019. So before everything went crazy, and we actually had a whole nother collection signed. It was kind of my original idea for Brightside. It was really vintage inspired, kind of like masculine, feminine, a lot of like blazers with really feminine dresses, and had like a unisex component to it, but like a little more fashion and not as like loungy. And when everything kind of, hit the fan and the world turned upside down, it just didn't feel appropriate to really launch with that collection. So in my mind, it was evergreen. So we've kind of like packed that up and saved it for later.
Mm-hmm.
But I instead, wanted to put something out there that, first of all, made sense because, this world is so crazy right now. And also something that I wanted to wear. And after, sitting around during the first lockdown, I was
Mm-hmm.
like, I want something that I'm really actually going to be wearing and be proud of and not have to like, you know, fake going outside, and something that also my whole family could wear. Being a new mom, I wanted something that I could match with Jones in, which it sounds so cheesy. I never thought I would be that mom, but now I'm like, I want to match my son, but in a cute way.
Yeah.
And of course, my husband always wants to be involved and always is stealing my stuff. So it just made sense to do something that worked for the whole family. And um, think we kind of nailed the whole like family matching, but in like a really chic way.
You did. You did. It's super cute.
Thank
It's super
you.
comfy. And I imagine you have another collection ready to go.
We do. We have, we're starting small because obviously it's our first venture out, which is also extremely nerve-wracking. I didn't think I've done so many collaborations in the past, and it's always been like, yeah, let's do it. Like, well, let's no questions, no fear. But this is the first time riding solo, doing my own line, and it is terrifying. It's absolutely terrifying. It's like I feel like I'm back in high school again. I'm like, will people like my stuff? Will they like me? And you're no longer have that crutch of another brand to kind of lean on. It's
Mm-hmm.
just all on you. And I never thought it would shake me up as much as it did. And as proud as I am of the collection, it's still terrifying. It's,
Yeah.
it's
And
it's terrifying.
where is it sold? Is it just on your Insta?
So right now we're mainly doing direct to consumer on the brightside by rockybarnes.com. We do have a pop-up at Showfields in New York City that we just put up 2 days ago.
Oh.
So that's really fun. They have amazing like shopping and gift collections there. We did a bunch of our holiday shopping there, but you could actually go in, feel the product, try it on. Um, I think everything in person is just so I love feeling and seeing everything in person. I think it makes everything so much more special. So I'm excited that people have a place in New York where they can actually go and see it. And we're actually doing a special little bonus for everyone. Now they can go until 3 o'clock today and do shop 20 on Shop the Bright Side for a special holiday discount.
Heck
Cool.
yeah. I'm
I
like, I'm
like
gonna go
that.
buy
Yeah.
14 more sets.
Yeah.
I love it.
For all those
So,
last minute holiday ideas, right?
yeah, so basically you can get it on the bright side by rockybarnes.com.
And
Um,
at Showfield NYC.
got it.
Yeah.
We'll
So
put
we're
all of
starting
that in the
small.
summary.
We only have two seasons this year. I want to like really perfect everything and make sure everything is something I'm super proud of and love. And so we're taking our time on this. And the next one will launch in May or June. Um, Hopefully with everything going to plan. So that'll be more of the original collection, kind of more dresses and skirts and blazers, and still have a unisex set as well. And then, hopefully more baby stuff because that was a huge hit and Jones looks so cute and everything.
I know. I saw on your Instagram. He's so adorable. Um, did you
He
hit
just
any
gets better and
snags?
better.
Did you hit any
Huh?
snags along the way when you were building out this line?
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, I think COVID was our biggest snag, definitely. I think it threw everyone for a loop, obviously. It's such like a crazy year for everyone.
How did you
But
navigate that?
I, I would say, this whole year has been just a sensitive time for everyone. And I think for me, navigating and just being extra sensitive because everyone is in such different circumstances and
Hmm.
everyone's dealing with what's happening this year in such different ways. And, people are people are going through the processes of grief, right? Because essentially we're losing a year. And so people are angry, people are sad, people are frustrated. And I think that everyone's taking that out in different ways. And I think for me, the biggest part is just being sensitive to that and sensitive to the different circumstances that people are in. People are losing jobs, people are losing family members, people are getting sick, you know. So not living, not living, and your family, which I'm praying for and
Thank
hoping for a
you.
really speedy recovery for your mom. I'm glad your dad's doing better.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think just being sensitive to that. I think it's important that we're all in this together, and everyone has such different circumstances. And, you know, I used to fly around the world on vacation all the time. And I think that, you know, just understanding that that's not our reality right now, and trying to make it the best of the little things, because I think it's important to be positive about what we do have and the situations we are in. But I think just being so sensitive, you know, it's just such a tough time for everyone, and being gentle with each other. So I've definitely tried to be more sensitive in everything I've done. It's tough. It's really tough to navigate right now.
For sure. But you hit on a
I
big point that
definitely don't know it all.
well, you hit on a big point we talk about here all the time, which is, you know, let's focus on what we do have, not what we don't have.
Totally.
And when you do that, your energy shifts and you will feel better. And, you know, it's just luckily, you know, there are things that are coming out of this that are positive that we can't hold on to.
Totally.
But it's easy. Like I was saying the other day, once the second I heard about a new strain, I was like, okay, that's it. I'm packing it up. I'm going to just say goodnight, Gracie, like call it a day. I'm done. I can't. But if you follow that rabbit hole, you'll go down it. But if you say, okay, let's pull ourselves back up. What are all the positives that came out of this? And, you know, sometimes they're harder to find for some, but they're in there. They're, you know, these are all, like we talk about, problems are opportunities for growth. And so if we take the problem of COVID in our lives and we figure out, you know, where are the opportunities for me to grow or change? Every time I have a conversation with somebody, it's like, you know what? I needed to break up with this person, or I needed to change this, or I needed to do that, and I was never going to do it. This was my opportunity to do it. So there are a lot of opportunities within crisis and tough moments. And as we've learned here on the show every day, you know, life, you know, your happiness is all based on your growth, right? If you're not growing, you're dying. And so if you can start to reshift your perspective on problems, like the great Anastasia, the eyebrow guru who sat on that chair and was like, what's wrong with everybody? Everybody's like, oh my God, can you believe this happened to me? She's like, of course, that's life. Problems happen. Shit happens. It's how you roll through it. And, you know, it's how you take those lessons and you grow from them. That is how you master your life and you master kind of your destiny is we have to just keep rolling through. And so you're going to get tired. You're going to get weak. And that's why you surround yourself with good people that can help lift you in those moments. I've been in them for about a month. I'm coming out of it. But you know, it's just life. Like my dad, sometimes I would catch him say like, why all these things, they have to happen to us now, Maria, why? And I'm like, Dad, it's not just you. It's not just us. People have it so much worse. You know, even COVID, yes, it was touch and go for a very long time. But neither of them needed to be intubated.
Thank God,
Right? So many people are intubated. So many people never come home to their families. So we have to keep everything in perspective and look at the bright side. There is something there. So
I also, for me personally, it's about also letting go of the things that I don't have control of and focusing on what I do have control of. Because like you said, you could go down that rabbit hole of everything that's out there. But if for me to be able to keep my sanity, I really focus on the things I have control of. I have control over myself. I have control over the safety of my family. I have control over what situations we put ourselves in. And I think by focusing on the things you can control as opposed to the things you can't control, it gives you a little bit of sanity for me.
I agree. I like that.
Yeah.
Rocky, you're great. I hope when
Oh, thank
COVID
you.
is past, like this massive, like new surge, we can get together. I think you're great. And
Thank you. Come over for wine at our new place.
I would love that. And then you can come over for wine at our new place.
Happily.
We can share renovation nightmare stories.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait to see yours all done.
Thank you.
It's gonna be exciting.
Thank you. Yeah, my husband said it's maybe his proudest accomplishment outside of my career, he says. So, and then he's like,
Men
well, I don't
all need something to call their own. It's important for him to have his own project. For sure.
Exactly. Well, Rocky, we're about to do an Instagram live. So I'm going to wrap up the show and then we're going to get you on Insta Live for a quick chat. So, yeah, if you guys want to join us there, we're going to be going live in just a minute. Rocky, thank you so much. And
you.
for everybody out there who's last minute Christmas shopping, I can attest, and you guys know me by now, I don't say things unless I mean them. The line is amazing. The sweatsuit.
Thank you.
Well, the knit suit that she's wearing is so freaking cute. You can rock it with like anything, sneakers, heels, and it looks so chic. And this as well. And there's like the cute patterned look too. That
the mushrooms
Kelsey's
are
rocking.
my favorite.
It's so cute.
My personal
That's what
favorite.
I'm wearing, Rocky.
It's so fun.
It's like a little inside joke for my husband and I, but
what's the mushrooms joke?
So when we first started dating, I always sent him these stupid little memes, like I have so much room in my heart for you, and these little like spooning mushrooms, and it became our little joke. And he got me like this sign for Christmas that I have so much room in my heart for you, and so they kind of are our little like love symbol.
Oh, that's so cute.
And
I thought you were going to say you guys did mushrooms once.
Maybe that too.
I thought we were getting a drug story, Rocky. That's funny.
Our son's nursery is mushroom themed. I don't know. They're quirky and weird, and they have a special meaning for us. So
I love it.
That's my favorite print.
I love it. Well, you can follow Rocky on Instagram at Rocky_Barnes. We'll put the links to the fashion and the summary as well. We'll be right back with you on Instagram in just a minute. I'm going to close the show. And yeah, I think that's it. Very cool.
I'll see you soon.
Sounds good.
Thanks so much.
Thank you. All right. Well, that was fun. She's so great.
Fun. Isn't she wonderful?
Yeah. She's really great.
Yeah.
You guys really connected, Maria.
You did.
That was cool.
I always feel like out of all the like influencers, right? I don't really like pay that much attention to them because I'm always like, okay, whatever. I always really liked because I felt that she was very just authentic and genuine, and I don't know, just she seemed like a really good person. Yeah. And she is.
Yeah. Yeah, I can tell. I really like her.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, if you haven't subscribed to our Patreon, ad-free content, extra content, but we have, amazing workshops that you guys really, really, really should be a part of for your 2021, your New Year's resolutions. We are here to help. We have healing workshops, meditation workshops, all kinds of life and self-improvement workshops that give you access to the best experts in the world. So join us. You can click the link tree on my Instagram or on Better Together with Maria. Join us there. If you haven't hit subscribe on YouTube, please do. You'll get little notifications so you never miss an episode. And follow us on our Instagram. Kelsey's been working so hard on.
Yay.
And we're trying to get to 1,000 reviews on Apple Podcasts. So if you would give us the gift this year of a review, that would be incredibly amazing for us. We would be so grateful. And I think that's it. We're going to get to our live Instagram with her right now. You can follow us at Better Together with Maria, at the Be Happy Project. Right? Kels?
No, you know what?
That was the
that's
note.
Totally
that was what the note was. Okay.
At Rocky Barnes.
At Rocky_Barnes. We're going to make Jeff eat some coal for that one.
Yes, I know.
At Jeffrey Crane. At Jeffrey Crane Graham. At Kels. Actually, we'll just screw up Jeffrey's Instagram. At JeffreyScrewedUp.com.
Barb
I don't know. At Kelsmeyer 2. At Maria Menounos. And remember, be nice people. Make good choices. Wear your pajamas to work. And what was it? Be nice people, make good choices.
Be present.
Be present.
Forgot my own line. I forgot.